Oh, hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Michael Boy. I'm here with Read, Remember, Repeat, and we just want to let you guys know, we could be doing something selfish, things for ourselves, right? But we started a charity, and this is very unselfish on our part because what we want to do is give back to the kids, the youth, the orphanage, the homeless, the people that don't have those new ideas because they're stuck in a revolving door. So what we want you guys to do is definitely reach out to us. This is the link right here. Help us save a life. Click the link in bio. Read, remember, repeat.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Woo! Read, remember, repeat. Read, remember, repeat. Read, remember, repeat. It is your host with the most, Michael Boy, and we are back with another episode of Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Y'all see it. Go get this John, man. Go cop this John. You know what I mean? This book is definitely the sauce. Definitely too saucy. We just got off page 53. I'm excited, man. I want to jump right in, man. I hope everybody had a wonderful day. Hope your day was amazing. You know what I mean? But welcome to the night show. And I want to jump right into this book. So without further ado, let's do it. But the devil's opposition must have been at work too. As I sat there in front of the Lincoln Memorial, reviewing in retrospect the circumstances which had so many times previously lifted me to great heights of achievement, only to let me drop to equal depths of despair, a happy thought was handed over to me in form of a definite plan of action by which I believed I could throw off that hypnotic feeling of indifference with which I had been bound. In the interview with the devil, the exact nature of the power by which I have been deprived of my initiative and courage has been described. It is the same power with which millions of others were bound during the Great Depression. It is the chief weapon with which the devil ensnares and controls human beings. The sum and substance of this thought which came to me was this: despite the fact that I had learned from Andrew Carnegie and more than 500 others of equal business and professional achievements, that noteworthy achievements in all walks of life come through the application of the mastermind, the harmonious coordination of two or more minds working to a definite end. I had failed to make such an alliance for the purpose of carrying out my plan to take the philosophy of individual achievement to the world. Despite the fact that I had understood the power of the mastermind, I had neglected to appropriate and use this power. I had been laboring as a lone wolf instead of allying myself with other and superior minds. Let us now briefly analyze the strange interview you are about to begin. Some who read will want to ask after they finish it, did you really interview the devil, or did you merely interview an imaginary devil? Some may wish the answer to this question before they begin the interview. I will answer in the only truthful way I could answer, by saying that the devil I interviewed may have been real, just as he claimed to be, or he may have been the creation of my own imagination. Whichever he was, whether real or imaginary, is of little importance compared with the nature of the information conveyed through the interview. The important question is this: does the interview convey dependable information which may be helpful to people who are trying to find their places in the world? If it conveys that sort of information, no matter whether it is conveyed in the form of fact or fiction, then it is worthy of serious analysis. Through careful reading, I am not concerned in the least as to the real source of the information or as to the real nature of the devil whose astounding story you are about to read. I am concerned only with the fact that the devil's confession squares perfectly with what I have seen of life. I believe the interview does convey information of practical benefit to all who have not found life to be friendly. And the reason I believe so is the fact that I have made the central theme of this book yield to me all the happiness I need in the form best suited to my nature. I have had experience with enough of the principles mentioned by the devil to assure me that they will do exactly what he says they will. That is enough for me. So I pass the story of the interview to you for whatever you may be able to make it pay in useful dividends. Perhaps you will get the greatest values if you accept the message for whatever it may bring you that you can use and not worrying as to who the devil is or whether he exists. If you want my honest and personal opinion, I believe the devil is exactly who he claims to be. Now let us analyze his strange confession. After forcing his way into the consciousness of the devil, Mr. Earthbound began the unwilling interview with questions which could not be evaded. Hill, Mr. Earthbound, interrogates the devil in an almost courtroom atmosphere. Somehow the devil is obligated to give complete and accurate answers. How was this done? Perhaps Hill forced the devil's confession by forming a mastermind, possibly with his wife. The harmonious coordination of two or more minds working to a definite and to exert the power of God. The great storehouse of infinite intelligence wherein stored all that is, all that ever was, and all that can ever be. Perhaps Hill won the right to accurate responses by being a thinker in control of his mind, who mastered all his fears. Thanks to the mastery and control, Hill could demand true and accurate responses from the devil. In any event, Hill forces the devil to expose his tricks and wiles so that we may counter them and avoid the pitfalls in our lives. So family, it is source time, and as soon as source time is over, we will be back with the beginning of the interview. Let's go, gang. And we are back, gang. Starting off with the interview with the devil. Let's see how this goes. Here begins the interview. Oh shit. See that? That's something right there. We're gonna keep that right there. We're gonna keep that. You know what I mean? Because that was something right there. We ain't even gonna shake up. Let's go. Here begins the interview with the devil. I have uncovered the secret code by which I can pick up your thoughts. I have come to ask you some very plain questions. I demand that you give me direct and truthful answers. Are you ready for the interview, Mr. Devil? Yes, I am ready, but you must address me with more respect. During this interview, you will address me as, whoa, Your Majesty. Yo, this shit is trying to get beastie on us. Let's go. You will address me as Your Majesty. Question: by what right do you demand such royal respect? A, you should know I control 98% of the people of your world. Do you not think that entitles me to rate as royalty? Have you proof of your claim? Yes, plenty of it. Of what does your proof consist? Of many things. If you want answers, you will address me as Your Majesty. Some things you will understand, some you will not. In order that you may get my viewpoint, I shall describe myself and correct the false notions people have of me and my place of abode. Question: that is a fine idea, Your Majesty. Start by telling me where you live, then describe your physical appearance. A, my physical appearance? Why, my dear Mr. Earthbound, I have no physical body. I would be handicapped by such an incumbrance as those in which you earthbound creatures live. I consist of negative energy, and I live in the minds of people who fear me. I also occupy 1/2 of every atom of physical matter and every unit of mental and physical energy. Perhaps you will better understand my nature if I tell you I am the negative portion of the atom. Oh, I see what you are preparing to claim. You are laying the foundation to say that if it were not for you, there would be no world, no stars, no electrons, no atoms, no human beings, nothing. Is that correct? True. Absolutely true. Well, if you only occupy 1/2 of energy and matter, who occupies the other half? The other half is occupied by my opposition. Opposition? What do you mean? The opposition is what you earthbounds call God. Question. So you have the universe divided up with God? Is that your claim? Not my claim, but the actual fact. Before this interview is finished, you will understand why my claim is true. You will also understand why it has to be true, or there could be no world such as yours. No earthbound creatures such as you. I am no beast with a forked tongue and a spiked tail. Question. But you do control the minds of 98 out of every 100 people. You said so yourself. Who causes all the misery in this 98% devil-controlled world? If you do not, A. Answer. I have not said that I do not, because all the misery of the world, on the other hand, I boast of it. It is my business to represent the negative side of everything, including the thoughts of you earthbound people. How else could I control people? My opposition controls positive thought. I control negative thought. How do you gain control of the minds of people? Oh, that is easy. I merely move in and occupy the unused space of the human brain. I sow the seeds of negative thoughts in the minds of people so I can occupy and control the space. Question. You must have many tricks and devices by which you gain and hold control of the human mind. Answer. To be sure, I employ tricks and devices to control human thought. My devices are clever ones too. Go ahead and describe your clever tricks, Your Majesty. One of my cleverest devices for mind control is fear. I plant the seed of fear in the minds of people, and as these seeds germinate and grow, through use, I control the space they occupy. The 6 most effective fears are the fear of poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death. Says the devil, one of my cleverest devices for mind control is the fear of poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death. Question. Which of these 6 fears serves you most often, Your Majesty? The first and the last, poverty and death. At one time or another during life, I tighten my grip on all people through one or both of these. I plant these fears in the minds of people so deftly that they believe them to be their own creation. I accomplish this end by making people believe I am standing just beyond the entrance gate of the next life, waiting to claim them after death for eternal punishment. Of course, I cannot punish anyone, except in that person's own mind, through some form of fear, but fear of the thing which does not exist is just as useful to me as fear of what which does exist. All forms of fear extend the space I occupy in the human mind. Question. Your Majesty, will you explain how you gain this control over human beings? Answer. The story is too long to be told in a few words. It began over 1 million years ago when the first man began to think. Up to that time, I had control over all mankind, but enemies of mine discovered the power of positive thought, placed it in the minds of men, and then began a battle on my part to remain in control. So far, I have done quite well by myself, having lost only 2% of the people to the opposition. Family, this is one to be sipped and tasted, right? Because you have to really read this book slowly and really, grasp the idea of what's going on here, right? This is amazing, amazing, amazing read. I want to keep going. Nah, we just gonna save that. We're gonna save that for tomorrow, man. Y'all already know what's going on. Read, remember, repeat. Read, remember, repeat. Read, remember, repeat. Let's get it. The lights turned off on us and all that. I swear to God, I ain't have nothing to do with that, but let's go.